and mute out the callers and the chimes. And okay, folks, we're going to ask you to keep the mute lines muted so we can have a really clear, crisp call. We are super jacked up. Jeremy, if you want to record this, if you can hit the *9 so we can get this recording going, that'd be awesome. Jeremy.
Yeah, it's recording.
I think it's *9.
Yeah, I already started recording on the...
Okay, that's fantastic. Awesome. Appreciate that, buddy. Maybe we can turn off those chimes. If not, we're good to go. It doesn't matter. But, folks, hey, again, welcome to the BizBiz New Year Kickoff conference call, where, as you heard, we have hundreds and hundreds of people calling in from all over the world, all over the U.S. and every place. You heard we have people from Greece and Brazil, and we have people from Portugal, and we have people from France, and we have people from one guy from Germany, Israel, Kenya, Nigeria. Great things are happening all over the world. New Zealand was in the house. Australia's happening. Canada's in the house. I'm telling you, folks, we are sitting on a rocket ship that is ready to blast off in a huge, huge time way. There's folks that are on this call that maybe not even are a part yet. They haven't officially joined. So we'd like to welcome you on the call, welcome everybody. We, first and foremost, hope you had a great holiday season over the last couple of weeks. I know everyone's getting back in it this week and ready to make their move. This is 2015. It is the year of the builder. There's so many great things right now that are in the corporate pipeline and on the team pipeline. It is absolutely go time without a shadow of a doubt. Today we're really excited. We really want you just to kind of sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee or a glass of tea or whatever your favorite beverage is. Take some notes because you're really going to get a true feel for the reality of the magnitude for what you have your hands on with this amazing bizbiz.mobi opportunity. We're excited about kicking this call off. We're really excited to be sharing our newly appointed bizbiz.mobi CEO, Frank Verone. I've been working with Frank Verone since around mid-September as we met him through being sponsored into BizBiz. And Frank was just one of those guys that I kind of connected with, and we just kind of we were just started working, locking arms and saying, man, we got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things that got to get going. And I just admire Frank's determination, and his work ethic is awesome because he's just a pit bull, and he just doesn't stop until it's done. And I got to tell you, for Martin and Ricardo at bizbiz.mobi Corporate to pick Frank to be the CEO of this company and leave the field and not build the business but to run the company was the best decision that they could have made for us in the field and for corporate, because this guy's experience in the corporate world, his resume is off the chart. We're going to get to know him today. We're going to do an interview with him. I just want to just let everyone know on this call that we are with the right company at the right time and the right leadership, corporate and in the field, to do something absolutely amazingly special and grandiose over the course of the next year, 2 years, and 3 years and beyond. So what I'd like to do now is welcome our CEO, Frank Verone. Frank, we'd like to basically just start off by saying, number one, thanks for being on the call. We appreciate you taking your time. And maybe you could just kind of tell us a little bit about, your background. Where were you born and raised, and what have you done in your career, and how many years you've done it? And we'll start off that way, Frank.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Terry. It's an honor to be here with everyone. I just want to reflect before I get into this boring bio stuff. I just want to reflect on something as I'm listening to all these people coming on the call and having been in the industry now 16 years. And somebody let me know if they've ever seen anything like this. Folks, we are 12 weeks into this business and already in 83 countries with excitement worldwide. And I don't remember this ever happening before in any company in the history of this industry. And I believe, as I suspected, And I get chill bumps when I think about the first time I looked at this project back at the end of August. And I said, oh my gosh, this could be it. This could be the greatest phenomena in the history of network marketing. And every indication is there, and it, whether that's in the incredible group of professionals like Terry and Jeremy and the over 200 eight-figure income earners that have joined us in just the last 10 weeks, if that's a validation of what's about to happen. But I think truly we're all about to witness, and we're all about to become part of something that will be in the history books of this industry. And so I'll get back into that, more into that in a minute, but I just wanted to reflect on that, listening to all the incredible countries that are participating. It's just amazing. I mean, we're a brand new baby, and we're already worldwide. That is exciting. And there's a reason for that, and I'll cover that in a minute. Yeah. Okay, quick background on me. I was born in Montreal of two American parents, so I was automatically a dual citizen. And both my parents were faculty heads. I had a great upbringing, a very educated and cultured upbringing. Got my MBA back in the 70s, and I was an entrepreneur. I went to work. I was a business owner. Technically, I was the CEO. I don't talk about this very much. Technically, I was the CEO of 17 private equity firms, but I was the owner-operator and CEO of 9 over a 27-year career, and blessed with success with all of those companies. I entered our industry by accident, actually kicking and screaming, didn't want to do it, in 1999 with a telecommunications company that was expanding into Canada, which is where I was living at that point. And at it, and 20 people turned into 120,000, and 6 years generated $7 million, and I was hooked for life. And great success. We have a very primitive way of expressing success in this industry because it all comes down to time and dollars. But again, everybody on this call, this is a team call. The reason I'm going to talk about income is just to give you a bit of my background. It's not for the purposes of enticement, but I have been over the last almost 16 years now, active almost 12 years, and the industry has generated over $12 million for my family. So we've been blessed with great success in this industry, and very excited to be. And I think with the 26 plus years in the traditional corporate world and the 16 years of being in network marketing, that this was all grooming for what is, I recognize now to be the biggest undertaking, the biggest challenge, and the most exciting path in my career to date. Folks, I have not been a CEO in 17 years. I never thought I would do it again, but when I got that call, I realized that this was the biggest thing I could ever hope to participate in, and I'm very, very passionate about it. So that's a quick That's a quickie on the background, Terry.
That's awesome, Frank. And the reason why we're starting this call off like this, guys and gals, is just so you know who Frank actually is. So he's got a great story in the corporate world as an executive, CEO, business owner, and he's got a great resume when it comes to his success in network marketing. So when you're going to pick somebody to run this company, BizBiz, obviously the credentials are there and they have the right guy in place. So that's what I told you why we're so excited about Frank. He is the guy to lead the ship with corporate. So, hey, Frank, tell us, how did you get introduced and learn about bizbiz.mobi and the UBiz app?
Well, our international ambassador has been a friend of mine for 29 years, Mike Shear, or if you want to go by his technical birth name, it's very difficult to pronounce, Yechiel Shechrur. We call him Mike Shear. And, he had great success in network marketing and started working on the executive side of the business about 2.5 years ago. About a year ago, he told me that the company he was working with, AI Yellow, which nobody's really heard of. I only knew about it because I saw it on Facebook. He'd be doing meetings all around the world for the company. But he told me they were working on a project that I would find very exciting, and that as soon as it was ready, he would share it with me. And he did that at the end of August. And, he gave me the call. He sent me the information. And I literally fell out of my chair because, Terry, I have been crowing for 15 and now 16 years that if a company could develop, and folks, listen to this next word, the next two words, a viable a viable digital service, and with a global footprint, that company would have the opportunity to redefine the network marketing industry forever. And when I looked at it, and I realized everything that was behind it, I said, oh my gosh, this is it. And I was involved at the time with another very prominent network marketing company, and I immediately put in place I started positioning to have my position sold. It was done by mid-September, and that's when I could make the first call. And I made that first phone call, and it only took a week before I was talking to Jeremy and Terry, and we're off to the races, and nothing is going to stop it. But that's how I was introduced to the company, and I'll do a little bit of the backstory after when we talk about the financial future.
That's awesome, Frank. And so when you saw the bizbiz.mobi model, you're already doing something else. And how long did it actually take you to what we call, when you peel that onion down, and some people it takes, one time to see it. Some people look at it 2 or 3, 4 times. Some people it takes a week to keep peeling the onion. How long did it take you to get to the point where you said, I get it. I totally get it, and I'm all in? I mean, how long was that process for you to really?
It was literally the first hour.
The first hour.
Because once I recognized what it was, look, folks, the premise is very, very simple. We have the convergence of 2 massive industries, $2 trillion mobile, $1.7 trillion advertising, and the reason they're converging is really simple. It's silly. We look at our phones 150 times a day on average. That is where the advertisers have to be. Now, 5 years ago, on January the 1st, we're the 5th anniversary, a new industry was born as a result of this convergence, and that industry is mobile phone applications. So Apple came out with the iPhone apps, and then by 375 days later, by January the 11th, 2011, there had already been 10 billion downloads, 10 billion. But by next year, between Android and Apple, the 2 platforms, there'll be 300 billion downloads, which breaks down to 500,000 per second. So the convergence of mobile and advertising created the fastest growing industry in the world. Our purpose is very simple. Every advertiser knows that the best way to get an offering in front of our eyes is a mobile phone application. So everybody needs one. There's a problem. They're too expensive, right? So if you're a big corporation, it's not a problem. But 90% of the global economy is represented by local business. 90% of employment worldwide comes through local business. And yet there's no solution for them until today with UBiz. And so we're seeing this. This is a dream as far as network marketing is concerned. When I first saw the price point of $30 per year, I was hesitant. I said, wow, this is so cheap. It's almost too cheap. It's almost to the point where people might not even recognize or respect the value of it. But it's brilliant. It's brilliant because we have a service that everyone says yes to. Now, there's no education. 3-minute video, yeah, I want it, period. And so when your leading service is a service that has very high perceived value and is practically free, so, I mean, at that point, we'd have to say we have no resistance. And any network marketing model that has no resistance will grow at light speed, and we're witnessing that today with the call and the number of people calling in from from all the countries that we're in already.
That's exactly right, Frank. And it is exciting. And as we can tell, you're excited about your new role in taking on this challenge as the CEO. How about a brief little description about our sister company with AI Yellow? Just tell us kind of how they kind of are positioned and how we're kind of riding off their building blocks that they've done over the last 7-8 years.
Yeah, well, that's critical because honestly, without that, we wouldn't be having this conference call today. It's as simple as that. Okay, so folks, let me explain to you. There's a couple of dynamics here that really are fascinating. Number one, for those of us that have been in the industry, to have something new that nobody knows about, and to have a sister company that nobody's heard of is really very important because people are excited about something that comes completely out of left field, right? Everybody thinks they know something about it, but then they realize this is something brand new. So let's just take a look at AI Yellow, the company that nobody's heard of, but the world will find out very quickly. And AI Yellow actually has a fantastic pedigree. AI Yellow started originally as the business-to-business, the B2B online directory for the International Chamber of Commerce. The ICOC, 8 years ago, and this is when it occurred, at the time was seated in Sao Paulo, Brazil, actually south of Sao Paulo, but I always forget the name of the place. And the president, and you got to understand the ICOC changes countries every year. It's sort of like an international chamber of, like a United Nations of commerce worldwide. So every year they go to a new country, and every year they have a new president, and it's a very political thing. At the time, the president was a gentleman by the name of Martin Naka, who is also the co-founder and co-owner of our company. And after about 8 months of this business-to-business directory, it became a bit of a management headache, and they wanted to outsource it. And Martin took it over as the outgoing president, and he took it over to maintain it. And at the same time, he developed a new vertical, which he turned into a direct selling company, not network marketing, direct selling. And he called it originally Amarillas Internet, which in Spanish is Yellow Internet. And they moved their operations to Buenos Aires, Argentina, where they're from. And the company grew. And they built one would think, well, it's an online Yellow Pages, not too exciting, but it became a very exciting company. Today they have 42,000 representatives, direct selling representatives, 460,000 affiliates, and 1.2 million customers in 121 countries. They're serviced in 36 languages through 32 corporate offices, and they've done close to $350 million of business and paid out now over $80 million in commissions to their field. Why is that important to us? It's important to us because this is not a startup. We are starting day one in this business with a 7-year AAA bank rating and the ability to process thousands of applications on our first day. And that to me was paramount and one of the biggest factors in my decision to first be involved with the field and now to take the corporate appointment. Back to you, Terry.
That's absolutely awesome. And it is surely nice to know that we are a new company, but our sister company is very well established already in the arena of online advertising, and they have, like Frank said, a phenomenal pedigree and a great track record, and we get the ride off of the coattails of their success and take the new product, the UBiz app, all around the world, which is exciting. So
right.
Now we've got,
actually, Terry, I forgot to mention something, yep, folks, and this is going to be critical for our growth this year. That starting now in the spring, the AI Yellow will be migrating their 1.2 million customers onto the BizBiz platform. And that's not only going to give us tremendous presence worldwide, especially in all of Central and South America and much of Asia, but also major international brands we'll be able to announce are now on our platform, including McDonald's International, Starbucks Worldwide. You may have noticed that many of the screenshots include, yep, Starbucks, Nike International, and many other blue chip major corporations, international corporations, will be on the BizBiz platform. That's going to give us some great talking points, awesome, especially when we're talking to merchants, and some mainstream credibility. Back to you.
Absolutely incredible, folks. I hope you heard what he just said, folks. This is the benefit of having a sister company like that over there in the background. They're doing their things, we're doing our things, but because we're all connected, we get to all benefit together. Absolutely amazing what's getting ready to happen. So we basically covered Frank's background. We talked a little bit about the background of AI Yellow, which Frank did a great job with that. Now we're going to kind of move on to some business topics that are really important to everyone on the call. So we want to start with a brief rundown, what I would call the Reader's Digest version, because as you know, once a month, every now over the next year, we're going to be doing at least one corporate call a month, and that will be a call that is going to be all about information and updates, and here's what we're doing, here's where we're going, here's what you can expect, all that good stuff. So with the corporate agenda that Frank's taken over and has his master checklist, maybe, Frank, you can just kind of go over some of the items, some of the things that you're excited about, that you're working on currently at BizBiz Corporate, things that you're going to be releasing and doing and sharing, and things that you got in works. Maybe you can kind of just start with that.
Well, I'm just going to touch on it because that's all the content's got to go to the corporate calls. We announced that we were going to do a global call, a corporate global call, the first Tuesday of every month. But given the way the holidays fell this month, our first corporate call will be on the 13th, and it will be followed up in the first Tuesday of every month as per schedule. Look, there is so much coming up, and as you know, we've just announced the marketing sites, the new support structure. This is our growth, and the platforms are going to be very dynamic. We've got some very exciting stuff to release, not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, and we're going to continue to surprise everybody every month with new platforms, new content, new technology, and stuff to make everybody very, very happy and excited about their business. As you know, the marketing videos, both for the BizBiz and for UBiz, are now available in multiple languages. So if you go to your landing page, you can now click Italian, you can now click French, and of course we've got the Portuguese, the Spanish, the English. And I'm losing track of the languages. I know right now we're busy. We're busy.
Greek going on, and we got some German going on, and we got Thai.
Right. We've got Greek and German. But I mean, the thing that we scramble the most for right now, and this is a wonderful phenomena. But the thing that we scramble the most for right now is getting the translation done as quickly as possible, because those teams are growing. So this week we'll be finalizing the Greek videos, the Slovenian videos, the German videos, all very exciting stuff as we move forward. So we're moving as quick.
Yep.
This is a good thing. When corporate's got to catch up with the field, it's a very exciting thing.
Absolutely.
And so I just want you to know I have a staff of 38 and 3 legal, and everybody's going to be working around the clock to make sure that everything gets done for the field in a timely fashion.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. And guys and gals on this call, you hear the passion behind Frank's voice. You hear the dedication, the commitment. 38 on staff, 3 legal. They're already all in, folks. Okay. And this is what we call soft launch. Soft launch is knocking off the checklist and having Frank going down. Us doing our job in the field, building our businesses, letting corporate just go ahead and catch up, like Frank said, which they're doing on a daily basis. They work 12, 14, 18 hours a day. They're awesome and they're dedicated. So again, right people at the helm. Frank, maybe you can kind of just give us an update status, because we get a lot of questions on, hey, I downloaded my UBiz app and I don't see any merchants. I'm not getting notifications. Maybe you could just give us a quick status of where the UBiz app is from a technological perspective, with regards to still being in beta, the functionality, the future upgrades, all the stuff that's coming for the app. Just give us a quick, because people really want to hear where we're at with the actual app itself, and just give us your thoughts on that from a CEO's perspective.
All right. Well, the numbers are on the website. We're a brand new baby, so when people say, hey, I'm in Wichita and I turned it on and I didn't find 25 restaurants, well, I'm not surprised. However, if you're in West Palm Beach and you turn it on, you'll find 15. So it's where the epicenters of organizational growth are. But I think folks underestimate what those 1.2 million customers, and right now, as they're being migrated over, we're going to have a tool, and I'm not going to say more than this.
Yep. We're
going to have a tool announced not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, where folks will be able to see what an associate sees in their hometown anywhere in the world. I'm not going to tell you more than that, except it's going to knock your socks off and give you an idea how big this is going to be. Look, folks, it's very simple. If we look historically at the binary of technology and some of the great growth stories, it's millions of people in a very short period of time. Now, the experts that have joined us, and Terry amongst them, and Jeremy amongst them, all agree that we're looking at a potential phenomenon. And so when we start saying things like we can expect, or we are going to project, or we are going to strive for 2 to 3 million associates in the next 24 to 36 months, nobody is laughing at that. No one. Because they know we've got what it takes to do it. And so let's just put things in perspective. We're approximately 3,500 associates after 12 weeks. Out of 7 billion people on the planet, 6.58 billion mobile subscribers, and to say that we haven't scratched the surface is the greatest understatement in the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you can either look at it at the opportunity. It all depends how you look at it. You know, if you turned on the app and you found 150 merchants in your area, you might say, wow, it must be saturated. Or you could turn it on and say, wow, I've looked at the history of Retail Me Not, Foursquare, Living Social, Groupon. They all started with 0, and they all have between 30 and 130 million members in a very short period of time, literally overnight. Why?
Right.
Because people love free money-saving applications. And it's the same thing is going to happen with us. The difference is we're so sophisticated that we include GPS geo-targeting. We include the ability for a merchant or an institution to broadcast to their existing customer or merchant base. No one else has that technology. We've got a 2.5-year lead on that, and we're going to keep it. We have the opportunity, guys, to go out and own this thing. And we may eclipse those 2 to 3 million by tenfold. We may do that because that's how good this is. So don't worry about not seeing merchants in your local area. You've got 10 activation codes. Go out and see how easy it is.
That's right. And I think that's the whole point that Frank's making, folks, is, you know, that is the opportunity. I mean, that's where the opportunity lies. There's no one sending notifications. Exactly. It's for you to go out there and own your market share. You go take it over. You go do it. You go spread the good news. You show that video. You get these merchants signed up. You sell activation codes. You give them away. You know, we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But, you know, Frank, because there's going to be this app is a what I would call poetry in motion, correct? It's continuously being updated, and new feature sets will be added, and the value will increase over a period of time. Is that how you see it happening with the app?
Well, I want to be very clear on that, actually, Terry. Mobile applications are dynamic, which means inherently they never stop changing. So you'll always see updates coming through. Sure. But I want to point out, folks, that what you see today as an application is a very rudimentary platform compared to what will be developed and actually is in development now. The UBiz of the future is a very sophisticated, extremely sophisticated application. Now, it's being developed in parallel. We'll probably see it sometime in 2015, and it's going to be world-class. And much more than it is right now. So I just, I want you guys to be excited about that. Something terrific is coming.
And I think that's what makes us as BizBiz associates excited, to knowing that what we have today is not what it's going to be next month and 6 months and 12 months, because it's only going to be getting better, more streamlined, more faster, more supercharged. So, hey, this is a yes or no answer. We can keep it real simple because people ask us. Do you think in the future down the road that there could possibly be some other complementary products or services that may be introduced into BizBiz along with the UBiz app? Is that a possibility?
Yes, I can't elaborate. Yep. I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you what. Some of the stuff I'm working on right now will absolutely, people's heads will explode. They're going to be so excited when they see it.
Okay, fair enough. That's all we needed from you, Frank, and we appreciate that. And, again, we're going to get more and more on these corporate calls that we do once a month. They'll be dripping on us and sharing some really, really, really cool stuff that Frank's got on the table. So, hey, let's talk about this unbelievable new enhancement and nuance to the compensation plan. Our compensation plan right now, as it stands with the 145 enrollment as a basic enrollment, is really robust. It's really killer. Of course, the Super Center's awesome, and the check matches are awesome, and the binary pay is incredible, and of course the revenue sharing pools is awesome and big dollars. But Frank implemented this new Pro Pack and this Pro Member addition to the BizBiz compensation plan. And we know that this is going to all come into effect, and it's going to be official, the Pro Pack, and becoming a Pro Member on February 16th here, which is 6 weeks from now. You have to be a Pro Member, actually, to get paid when someone enrolls as a Pro Pack enrollee. So, Frank, if you could take some time to elaborate on the details of the Pro Pack and the Pro Member and what it has actually done for this compensation plan and what it means to anyone that builds their business, I think people love to hear this.
Yeah, sure, Terry. Well, first I want to clarify that it is not only my brainchild. It was a collaborative effort with Mike Shear and Ricardo Cava and Martin Naka. In fact, Martin is the one that took it to a new level. We were coming in at a certain level, and he said, hey, guys, what about this? And then when I looked at it, I realized that this would be the Shangri-La for the North American marketplace. So let's just review for a second. Again, we have a service with virtually zero resistance. That's the magic bullet in our industry. Now we follow it up with two platforms, a $145 platform, which makes it a global entry point for the entire world. We don't have to worry about the investment hurdle, and it allows people right from the get-go, right from inscription, to create a profit for themselves and then to continue to create the profit on a monthly basis. So that's a magic number. We have demands, though, from the North American marketplace and the European marketplace, and now even the Eastern European marketplace and Asian as well, that they wanted something more robust, something that could create some really big dollars in the comp plan. And so that's where the Pro Pack came out, and basically is at $435. I want to make a point here. It comes with 50 activation codes, which have a $1,500 value, and 3 months of auto ship. So consider what the real value is here once you take that off of it. But the most important thing about the Pro Pack is it'll be paying triple Fast Start 1 and 2, from based on the 145 packet, triple in the binary, and with the Super Center, it's a revolution that with the Pro Pack now, it'll pay up to $60, one left, one right in the binary. Now, that's never happened before in the history of network marketing. And again, this is a team call. Everybody on this call is an associate. So when I start talking about, hey, guys, in very short order, we will see people earning $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a week. And it only takes one person in need, one single mother, to hit a threshold where she's earning $1,000 or $2,000 a week, and it's party over, guys. It's pandemonium. We're just going to have to hold on for dear life. It's going to grow so fast. So that's coming. It's right around the corner. Nothing can stop it. Again, the super pros that have joined us all understand how much money is about to be made by the masses in this company. And that's very important, folks, that you understand. The people on this call, you're all the pioneers here. This is a comp plan that pays to infinity. So welcome to home base. Everything comes from this point on. So I hope that answered your question, Terry.
Absolutely exciting stuff, folks. I hope you caught those words from the CEO. This is revolutionary. This has never been done before. When you hear that Success Center, $60 in the binary, it is unbelievable what's going to happen. The success stories we're going to get out of the gate, someone making, like Frank said, $1,000 their first week in business. And, I mean, it's just going to go on and on and on. And that's really what's going to light this up is the testimonies of people that are getting fast results from our supercharged, now mega supercharged BizBiz MoBi compensation plan. So, Frank, I guess the reality is people get paid as a pro member when they come in for $435, and they get paid on people downline who come in at $435 or a Pro Pack. So, and people actually can get grandfathered in from now until February 16th as a pro member to get paid at the higher level or triple the money as a pro member than a basic. Can you just tell us real quick how someone today who is not involved or in the business, okay, can actually be grandfathered in as a pro member before February the 16th?
All right, sure, Terry. Yeah, and folks, I want to point out that this is never going to happen again. This is a one-time occurrence, and we all want to take advantage of it, what takes place over the next 6 weeks. So to qualify and have the pro qualifications, to be at the pro level, meaning that you can collect up to $60 in the binary, one left, one right, you have to be qualified as an associate, meaning qualified in one left, one right, and be on auto ship on the monthly success pack. One left, one right. In other words, the qualifications that you need to collect out of the binary. That's what you must have the status of on February the 16th. And if you are, you will be grandfathered in at the pro level. If you miss it, then the only way to get to the pro level will be to upgrade, and you'll have 30 days to do that, but you'll have to pay the $435 or the balance. We'll have to decide what that is. But why, don't miss it, everybody. And those of you that are in the business and you're growing and blowing right now, it's very, very simple. You're talking to everybody. This is a one-time opportunity to come in at $145 instead of $435 and still get all the benefits of the binary. It's really simple. So that being said, we have the opportunity here over the next 6 weeks to develop a massive wave of momentum, massive, which will carry us right through the year. And so let's take advantage of that, folks. I mean, if you've ever worked hard in your life, this is the time to do it. The next 6 weeks can literally create millionaires out of people who never thought they could ever be wealthy. And so it's just a question of applying yourself, working with your support organization, and putting in the hours. It's not hard for me because, I get up at 6 o'clock, I go to sleep at midnight, and in between, that's all I'm doing. And so, for those of us, you've got to create the work ethic and decide that this is your moment to create success, not only for yourself, not only for your family, but you have the opportunity to do something here generationally. And that will never happen again like it's going to happen in the next 6 weeks.
That's right. That is right. So you heard it, folks. You have to, in order to be grandfathered in, you have to have one left, one right. So you're commission qualified, binary qualified, and you have to be on the monthly success pack. Okay, that's what considers you active to get paid in the binary and get the bonuses. Okay, so the monthly success pack, folks, is your 2 activation codes. It's $35 a month. Again, a global model that the masses of people can take advantage of. That's where all of our back-end volume comes from, folks, is everyone being on their monthly success pack / recurring order / auto ship. That's what we do. So you go out there and sell those 2 codes or give them away. And that's what we're talking about, because your merchants that use your codes are going to have to renew their code at the end of their first year. And that just throws more volume back into the binary. So the bottom line is, folks, is exposure, just like with the 50. Now, I know Frank at corporate, and, this is the first year of us getting started and getting going, but the reality, folks, is this. Get rid of your codes no matter how you do it, okay? Just get out there and get them codes out into the marketplace, and you're going to see what's going to happen over the course of the next 12 months. The monthly success pack, get yourself active, go into your back office at bizbiz.mobi, get in your smart office, and get yourself activated on the monthly success pack for your 2 codes that are delivered in your back office. It's critical. This is where all the volume comes on the back end, and it's the driving force for all of us doing the same thing to get that residual income. Okay?
Right. So, Terry, let me just interject for a second.
Please.
Folks, remember, our service is so – I got to give you an example. When I was in the field right at the very beginning, I went to my dentist, and my dentist has a very fancy clinic. It's like a Mediterranean spa. They've got televisions in the ceiling while they're working on your teeth. You can watch TV. It's just he's a high-tech guy, very progressive, runs a fantastic business. And this was at the very beginning, I think, right at the first days of September. And I said to him, Doc, what do you think of this? And I explained to him what the program was. And he flipped out. He said, oh, my gosh, Yvette can confirm appointments with the communications tool. I can send out a dental hygiene weekly, tip letter. And he says, and nobody sees us in this mirrored medical building. Nobody knows we're here. Now I can put out a family cleaning and people will know I'm here. Mm-hmm. He said, but Frank, what does it cost? He's looking at me like, give me the bad news. And I said, Doc, I promise you there's only one price, but I'm curious, very, very curious. Your opinion means a lot to me. What do you think? I mean, what would you be happy paying for it? What do you think its market value is? He said, labor savings alone. He said, I'd love to get it for a couple $100 a month, but, if I could get it for less, I'd be happy. I said, okay, you'll be happy. It's $30 a year. He said, for what? I said, for everything I just described to you. He said, well, how is that possible? I said, because tens of millions of people will be using it. So, by the way, folks, just as a conclusion and what Terry's talking about, I bartered my first 3 codes, by the way. So I got a cleaning that day, which normally I'd pay $80. Instead, I gave them an activation code for $14.50. I was happy. The second one and the third one were restaurants. Second was a Chinese restaurant we go to all the time. I got a $60 dinner. I mean, well, let's look at it from a restaurant's point of view. Their food cost is 25%. So they got the application for $15, and I got a $60 dinner for $14.50. Nice. There's nothing wrong with bartering. The same thing with the third one was a restaurant as well. So you can do anything you want. You can give it to your favorite church, and they'll give you a taxable donation receipt for $30. You can do anything you want. Just remember, they will all become dependent on it. They will all renew their service, and you'll get your commission the second time around. So, certainly the folks in the Pro Pack, they're just looking at, building the business, and they're very happy to give it away to their family members and their friends who have businesses and get them on the system. Back to you.
Hey, you just turned me on to something, Frank, we haven't discussed, and we've only talked 1,000 times, about trading off. That's a great thing to trade
Barter. Yeah, it's called
barter your codes and
absolutely
get a benefit. That is absolutely great advice that we will start implementing and teaching on the team. Last couple things as we wrap this call up and bring it home, Frank. You've done a great job. We really appreciate, again, you taking your time and sharing your wisdom and your experience. But, you've built businesses before, and, my wife Yvonne and I, we've been in the industry for, decades and decades, and everybody that we've ever seen that's built anything successful was basically plugged in. I always use the analogy of a toaster. Toasters there's nothing fancy about it. Okay, it's a great invention, but the idea is it's designed to create toast from bread or bagels. The idea is you can push down the toaster and you can wait forever. Unless that plug is in the electrical outlet, you're not going to get any toast unless it's plugged in. What would be a recommendation from your perspective with your success in the industry, okay, as a builder, to actually utilize all the support systems and events that are available for people to participate in, whether it's corporate or coming from the field? What's your thoughts on plug it in, so to speak?
Well, we're just going to make it so easy for everybody, Terry. Right now, as you know, we've got 7 webinars a day in multiple languages. That's going to scale up to 40 webinars a day in multiple languages in a very short period of time. And so, it's going to be very, very exciting. So we're going to have this with the upline support and all the superstars involved in this business. We're going to have this factory to create duplication. And so when we talk to the new person, and we're putting together now an income projection video that's going to knock everybody's socks off, but it's going to say something very simple. Do you think you're capable of helping 2 people get introduced to our business at the $145 price point in your first 7 days? And most people scoff and say, what do you mean 7 days? I can do it in 7 minutes. Yes, of course 7 days. And when we teach that duplication and how powerful this compensation plan is, and again, folks, I'll explain to you exactly what it is. This is I'm talking to a group of associates today. This is a team call. But if we do that simple thing, help 2 people come into the business and duplicate that 2 by 2 by 2 for the next 12 weeks, that would generate for the person that started that organization over $30,000 a week. Now, I realize for most of you that's ridiculous. But even if only 10% of that worked, it would still be $175,000 a year. And let's say you're really bad at it, and only 1% of it worked. Only 1%. You failed by 99. It would still be an additional $17,500 a year. And that would affect 90% plus of American families today. By failing 99%, offering something that has zero resistance in a market that represents 90% of our global economy and has no solution except us. So if you put all those things together, it's hard not to get plugged in. And again, I'm going to come back to it. If you've ever worked in your life, if you work harder now than you've ever worked in your life, the rewards will be massive, not just for you, not just for your children, but for your grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And that's the point I want to make. Absolutely. Great point and way to drive that home. And the reality, folks, is what Frank says about the income projections and being 1% right, 99% wrong. That's $17,500, folks, with the basic
enrollment of 145 today. Triple it if you're a pro member. And people are coming as pro members. It's 52,500. Folks, we're going to make a big difference in people's lives all around the world, no matter where they come in, 145, 435. We have the best opportunity, bar none, on the planet right now. Objection, rejection free, and we're going to bring this call home and wrap it up with this. And I know, Frank, your background from being a business owner multiple times, and your strength and your forte was, mergers and acquisitions and doing IPOs, for companies and taking them public. Can you share just any tidbit on, the long-term play that's potential long-term play outside of what we've been talking about, available for anyone that has the vision and they really want to build their business like you've been talking about, just totally focused like crazy over the next 12 months and just going out there and attacking it with the commitment and dedication and a great spirit. Why should people build this and build it now, and what's something that you could leave us with here?
Okay, well, here's what I'll say. Over the next few weeks, we'll be sharing, certainly with the leaders in the company, what the future vision of the company is. And I'm going to tell you that it's never been done before, because we are going to allow the associates worldwide to own their company. I can't go into detail, but I'll tell you it's never been done before. It will create not only a path to wealth, but it will create a lifelong relationship between the company and the associate, because they will be owners in this company. And there's much more to say than that, but I have to leave it to the owners to share it with the ambassadors first, and then we'll share it with the field. But I'll tell you, folks, you will be so excited about what the future is going to bring starting this year. We're going to do things, again, that the industry has never seen before, that the industry has never had the courage to do before, but we have an ownership group and a management team that does have that courage. And we're super excited. When we talked about, you just mentioned, you said the best opportunity today. And honestly, Terry, if we review things and look at historically, I don't know that there's ever been a better opportunity in the history of our industry as we have today. It's really remarkable. And sometimes I just have to stop and pause. It's overwhelming to think about how massive this is about to become and how much responsibility we have to ensure that we keep that safe forever, again, for our kids and our grandchildren. And we have, the future. To say that it's exciting was a massive understatement, and I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. I have been on literally thousands and thousands and thousands of three-way calls and corporate calls and team calls, and I got to tell you, I have never been so excited about any business opportunity that I have ever seen in my life than this bizbiz.mobi opportunity. It is absolutely exciting, and I'm telling you, to be a pioneer, as Frank referenced, is the opportunity. That's what it's all about, okay? We are just jacked up, folks. Don't wait for things to be the way that you want them, because that's just not how life and business work. Things never go exactly the way you plan. So you use what you have until you have what you want. And right now we have everything we need in our arsenal to go out there and start fresh, start new, become new, start over if you've been in and you never really got started. So what? Today's most important, and tomorrow. Okay, so I want to thank Frank for taking his time. Congratulations on your new role as CEO. We, the field, are grateful and thankful for Martin and Ricardo and Michael, of course, for deciding to put you in this position, Frank. We appreciate you leading and grabbing that torch and taking BizBiz to a whole new level of achievement that's never been done before in this industry, as you've noted before. So thank you for your time, Frank. This call is officially over. We're just going to encourage you to load up your pipeline, folks. You want to knock this out, go 10 left, 10 right. Get yourself active. Become a pro member. Set it up early. Decide to claim victory for your family in 2015. This is the year of the builders. Workers get rich. They always have. The best is yet to come. God bless. Everyone have a phenomenal weekend. Thanks again, Frank. Thanks again, everybody, for being on the call. This call is officially over. Take care.